Hi, I'm Chris Parvin. I'm with MB Quart. Today we're going to put a new Polaris audio system in this brand new Ranger. First up, time and tools. It should take you between 45 minutes and 60 minutes to do this install by yourself. First thing, safety. Safety glasses, please. I have to use my own because I can't see. And I'll just go through the table. Pliers, as funky and as big as you can find. Or normal pliers would be fine too. Set of sockets, metric. Set of wrenches, metric. Torx, some screwdrivers. We like to use panel poppers because it saves us, hulking the panels and ruining things. Utility knife will be handy. Also like to use painter's tape just to mark where I remove pins or screws from panels. That way when I go to replace that panel, I remove the tape and I know I've accounted for everything. Last but not least, make sure you've got your phone with some music on your device so that when we go to test for Bluetooth connection, you're ready to go. That's it. So let's unpack everything. First up, some harnesses. Might keep that bag. You'll notice that these harnesses, all pre-measured, all the connectors are in place. Perfect. Then you get the big power connector and a little bag of screws. A couple of owner's manuals. We're going to come back to those here in a second. Antenna, speaker, and I'm just going to mention these are a little odd shaped when they're just sitting on your bench, so be careful that they don't tip over and fall into the gasoline tub. Another speaker, same thing, just be careful with how you place them. Last but not least, our AM/FM Bluetooth source unit, already mounted in its center console. Once again, I'm going to mention, when it's just sitting like this, it's very top heavy. Be careful, get yourself a piece of carpet or a rubber pad like we use here, just so you can set it down and it stays safe. Let's talk about these owner's manuals. There's two. One is for your radio instructions, how to operate that AM/FM Bluetooth source unit and all of its features. So make sure to spend some time with that. Next is the installation manual that shows what panels we'll need to pull, where the wires should get routed, how the power and ground get hooked up, and where all these nice pre-measured connectors go. Make sure to check the websites, Polaris.com and mbquart.com, for any updates that may be done to the manual. You'll know by the date that's right on the manual. First, let's talk about the AM/FM Bluetooth source unit. This is all-in-one. The reason I say it's all-in-one is it's AM/FM, it's Bluetooth, and there's a small amplifier built in so you can run your speakers direct. One of the things that makes this new unit very important is it has a new exceptional antenna system. It's a dual antenna system. So it allows you to bring in more stations when you're in a remote area, and the stations that you do get, you'll get a stronger signal so that you can program those to keep. It also has a built-in 4-channel amplifier, like I mentioned, 20 watts RMS times 4 channels. That's pretty strong in such a small unit. The Bluetooth chipset is the most advanced on the market. You'll notice that you'll get a very secure connection and that the sound quality will be better than most of the Bluetooth connections you've ever heard. iPhone users, you'll be happy to know that the new unit has Apple Control. So you'll be able to put your phone into a waterproof bag, keep it in your suit, put it away, and be able to control your library and your music right from the unit itself. The new unit is also fully expandable for additional audio. 2 audio outputs, RCAs, 2 audio inputs, RCAs. One of them is already being taken up with the 3.5mm jack that's coming in from the little new dash piece right here. You can see 3.5mm input and a USB charging port. The last piece that's great about this new center console is all the accommodations for accessories. You don't have to cut anything. You've got plenty of places there for additional switches for as many accessories as you can put on your Ranger. Let's talk about the speakers going in the Ranger. Fully MB Quart design. MB Quart's been designing speakers for more than 50 years, so you know they're going to sound fantastic. 5 1/4 polypropylene cone, an aluminum dome tweeter, so the crystal clear highs will be there, the full range sound will be there from the mid-range and the bass, and fully waterproof connections with a perfect fit and finish to match your dash. Let's talk about these owner's manuals. It shows what panels we'll need to pull, where the wires should get routed, how the power and ground get hooked up, and where all these nice pre-measured connectors go. The first thing we want to do is make sure our machine is in park. We want to pull the key, make sure the unit's off, and we're going to get ready to dismantle. So we're going to pull the upper dash with 4 push clips, and I'm going to mark them with tape. We're going to remove the hood and be ready to remove the center dash. When you're finally removing the upper dash and all of your snaps are loose, just bow the center so that you can gently pull it away, hand it out to your partner, you're ready to go. Now there's 2 screws right down here in the bottom of the center dash. You're going to use your torque driver, and now that piece completely loose. I'm going to pull my harnesses from my switches. I'm ready to go. Let's go find our battery so we can make those connections. Pull up your bench seat gently, remove the container under the passenger seat, and down in there resides your battery, and we're going to use a 13 millimeter to unhook it while we make our connections. Okay, so next step is to pull our power and ground loom through the center console. We're going to pull this pin, this pin, this pin, and this pin. 4 push pins. Pull those out, we'll get our loom right in. So now we've pulled our main power and ground through the front compartment, down the center console, into the battery compartment under the passenger seat. Make sure to use your Christmas tree push pins to secure everything down. Center console comes right back into place. And what does the blue tape tell us? Put our push pins back in. Okay, so now we're going to get down here. We're going to hook the battery back up so we can do our test. And as long as everything tests out, because of our perfect waterproof, already made up harnesses, we won't have to get back down here. So make sure your battery is buttoned up and ready to go. Now we've pulled our main power and ground up from the battery through the machine up into the bus bar. So this is what we're wiring up, the ground and the positive to the bus bar, which you can see right here. So we're already in position. Let's make sure we get our electrical connections done in the proper fashion. First things first, we have our power and our ground and our turn on for our new audio system. We want that power down first. We're gonna make a little pancake. We want that on the bottom of the bus bar. There's that. Eyelets for our bike, same way. Positive, brown, ground in the center, orange, switch on the third terminal. Now those are set. Now I'm coming in with my ground in the middle, positive. Now I can tighten these down and I make a nice little pancake of all my power and grounds, and then I can use my positive boot to cover everything up. All right, so let's take a look at the electrical all put back together. Like I mentioned, I have a winch, plus I also have a windshield accessory. So all of my electricals back in here is my solenoid for my winch, all booted. Everything's got its wire loom back on. Everything's ready to go. Power, ground, and accessory switch are all set. Last thing to do is we want to mount up the antenna. So I'm going to take the antenna with a little rubbing alcohol, just clean an area on the dash there. I'm going to peel off the protection tape. I'm going to get my perfect level. Boom, set. Now I'm going to take those cables, bring them behind my water bottle. Depending on what accessories you have, you'll be in okay shape. And then I'm going to attach those down and get that over to the radio. All set. So I'm going to get my harness, get it unspooled. The big purple connector comes to the center. Then I'm going to find this connector that has the little Christmas tree push pin. And I'm going to put it right there where I just marked that with tape. Now I've got my right side speaker. I'm going to push that pin through. This is my power and ground loom. I'm going to push that through the firewall. You see there's a nice big grommet right there, and that'll go up into that connector that we put on the bus bar. And then this piece is going to go all the way to the other side of the dash to the other speaker. Okay, now I'm going to take that wire. I've already made my waterproof connection. Push this wire through the hole. Pull it past, I'm going to pull past the grommet, so give myself a little slack to work. Get my speaker, plug my speaker in. Red is positive, of course. Black is negative, or fat goes to fat, skinny goes to skinny. Okay, now watch how I turn this speaker as I put these little tabs up into those holes that are hidden up under that dash. You turn it right in and it'll line right up. Just watch your screw bosses and you're ready to go. We'll tighten down 3 screws. Okay, so that's the right side all buttoned up. Now we're just going to do the exact same thing on the left side. Start by removing our harness and set our harness right through the dash and just do the whole thing again. We're almost ready to make music, but we got to put our OEM switches back into our new panel. So we're going to just turn that over so it doesn't fall over. Take our switches and get them out. All right, now we're ready to go put this in the dash, get everything plugged in, and do a quick test. So first we'll hook up our OEM harnesses. My white is my lights. And then next one is my 2-wheel, 4-wheel drive. Now I'm going to get my audio connection to the source unit. Plenty of slack there. You might want to use your face to balance everything. Nice solid connection. There I go. Now remember, the one thing that's still missing is the antenna. The antenna comes through, it's a little short on purpose. So let's just gently lay all this into position. Nothing should bind, nothing should be difficult. And there you go, just lay it into position. Now let's go here and get our antenna. Put in your last 2 remaining stainless steel screws. It's secure enough, everything's still open. We're just going to test to make sure all of our connections, everything works. I'm just going to turn the key to accessory. Everything lights up on our dash. Our lights are on, normal and bright. 2-wheel, 4-wheel, everything's working. Let's check that new audio system. Boom! Hello, Polaris. It's going to default to aux 1. So the first thing we will do is go to our device, turn on our Bluetooth. It's going to look for Polaris. Bluetooth request pairing. Polaris. Would I like to? Yes. I love Polaris. Connected. It's that fast. Go over here, choose some music. Put it in Bluetooth mode. No problem. Okay, so we're all buttoned up now. I've shut everything back off. Now we're going to go through the reverse process. We're going to put in our upper dash, and we're going to replace our hood, and then we are off to the trails. That's it. That's the Polaris audio system for the Ranger by MB Quart. Nothing left to do now but hit the trails and pick our best music.
Well, she threw me out 'cause I got a little drunk, jumped in the Cadillac, guitar in the trunk.